Hey everybody, we are here in historic Schaefferstown, Pennsylvania on the main street. We're going to do a little bit of a walking the main and just show you some of these really neat houses that are right here in this area. Alright, so we're here on Main Street and we are here at the Zion United Methodist Church. This was built in 1920. This was originally a United Brethren Church, so it would have been EUB. You can just see how pretty the stained glass. I'd love to be in there to go in and check that stained glass out. Maybe at some point we will get that chance. But anywho, so that is, let's walk the main. Really pretty day today. I figure it's a little loud along here, but so I apologize for that. But a lot of really cool, different historic buildings in here, and that's more down this side, which would be the east side of town along the main street. I believe this over here, this would be the United Church of Christ, so this would have been the Reformed Church at one point. Really got the cool, up there at the top around the steeple there, it's got those cool like ornamentation up there. We had visited St. Luke's Lutheran Church. That's on the other side of town. Very unique historic building that was used as a Revolutionary War hospital. Not really sure which battle it was, but that also has a very cool plaque on it, so we will go check that out. But you can just see how beautiful that is. Sure, most of these houses along here are probably, they've got stone foundations. I'm sure they're probably mid-1800s. Certainly probably around the 1850s. I always love these military signs. They have the hometown hero. Very, very cool. This town it was actually founded by Alexander Schaeffer, thus the name Schaefferstown, but it was originally called, when he founded it, he set it up as, it's called Heidelberg. So the township is now called Heidelberg Township. But it was originally called Heidelberg, but then, of course, they changed the name. This is a unique sidewalk. Hopefully there's a part that you can actually step down, because that's different. But it's pretty cool, unique property there over at the United Church of Christ. Down this way is where you would go to the Schaeffer farm, which we visited, the Cherry Festival. So that's actually down that way. And down through here is what they consider historic Schaefferstown. This is where, like, you have the Franklin House, a bunch of the old Mercantile stores, and then of course Heidelberg Hall now, which was, I believe, called the Wegley Mansion. He was a guy who was a really important businessman in the area, and he built this extraordinary mansion, Victorian Gilded Age. That's really pretty. I love like that type of artwork and stuff like that. This is the old fire company over here. It's now, I'm not sure exactly what it's used for. It's served different purposes over the years, which I can give you guys that with a picture then as well once I come back through here. I think that was the town's first fire company. That was from the days back when they had the wagons and the horses and all that kind of stuff, and like the pumpers. It's been used by, I believe, like the Boy Scouts and different groups like that. And I do apologize once again for, I had to pause that just quick because I think the guy was using his brake retarders, and I don't think you're really supposed to use them through town like that. Sure, this used to be like an inn or something. Once again, I'll take pictures and then I will give you guys a little bit more information on some of these unique homes. Another pretty home there. Some of you may recognize that tower. That is the logo for the channel. And this is Heidelberg Hall. You can actually do tours here. They have on the weekends, like Fridays and Saturdays, or Saturdays and Sundays. At some point I'd like to be able to get in here to do a tour. He doesn't allow filming or photography, but I'm hoping in our case, maybe with a bunch of YouTubers, he'll maybe allow that. But this was called Wiggly Mansion, or Wiggly Mansion. Just a stunning place. But this was actually it was like a ladies' journal that it was in at one point. And they actually had the floor plans for this place. I think somebody recognized me there. Or they're just an idiot. And they like beeping their horn, apparently. But you can come and visit this place. They have, on Facebook, they have Heidelberg Hall. And they actually have tours that you pay to go through. And the gentleman that bought it, he bought it specifically to go out and get like the Gilded Age furniture and all the things that would have been in it at that time period to do the tour. And you can actually see this is one of those few remaining examples of a Gilded Age home that has all the things in the interior, and it's a great place to come and visit. So I will post that on this video, the links to Facebook for them, so you guys can check them out and maybe come here and do a tour at some point. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful mansion. And like I said, there's the tower. And there they have the pamphlets there. Here, once again, this actually has the HeidelbergHall.com. Hey, oh, thank you.
You're welcome. We do tours on Saturdays.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
So
we do tours of historic Heidelberg Hall on Saturdays at 10 o'clock and 2 p.m. 2 tours every weekend. We have the largest collection of Victorian 19th century American furniture in the country. The mansion is almost 150 years old now. It's always been a private residence. So if you come on the tour, you get a bit of information on the history of the home, the Wegleys that built the home, and the collection itself. We've had the curator of the Philadelphia Museum of Arts here, as well as people from the Met who are really interested in the collection. And if you're at all familiar with the Gilded Age, or the Astors, or the Vanderbilts, we have several pieces of furniture from those families.
Oh,
here.
wow.
So it's a really up and close and personal experience. The tours are about an hour and a half, and the mansion is 12,000 square feet. There's 30 rooms over 3 main floors plus the tower. We usually do the first 2 floors on the tour. There are over 110 windows here, 65 interior doors, 9 fireplaces that are original, and 12 sets of stairs. The mansion is really incredible work of art for this period. It's one of the classical Second Empire styles, which also influenced the haunted house in America. And this mansion is also known on Google as the Addams Family Mansion of Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
So Google that, you'll see it there as well.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Alright, so once again, here is the website, and they have, when they have these tours, this place is extraordinary. I just got the chance to go in for a second to be in the front parlor. Wow. Like, this place is stunning. Like, the efforts that they put into this, it's just nuts. I mean, it's beautiful. They own this property as well now, so I will go over and tell you guys about some of the stuff they're planning on doing here. It is just, this was neat. This is really, really neat. This here would be the Mercantile. This is actually the William Wegley, I don't know how you pronounce that, but he actually came and worked for the Rexes because he didn't have a whole lot of money to his name, and then came worked for them for a couple of years, and he then saved up his money and wound out eventually buying it from them. Over here is a great restaurant to go to. It's the Franklin House, but there's a mansion that wound up going with this. But there's a number of Mercantile stores right in this square. Really impressive place of commerce. This is Market Street up here, and this is also where the first official water company was. Right up the road is where Alexander Schaeffer and his wife donated the land and the property for the water company. It had the fountain. It used to come out right here on the square, and they eventually, of course, had to move it back because of the issues of traffic changing, because you had the trolley coming through here and all that. That's St. Luke's up there. We're gonna flip around and go across the street, try not to get hit. But this was the Mercantile store here. They are going to, I think they're trying to fix this up as well, take that back to a period of time, and this will all, like, it'll be historic area. So there's another really neat mansion. We're gonna go down over here. I'll tell you, man, there are a lot of people that are loud here today. Sort of insane, actually. This is another one of these beautiful mansions. The owner, I guess, originally was looking at this one, and ultimately wound out, the Wegley mansion wound out coming up. It is another, I think the guy that owned one of these Mercantile stores, that's his mansion there. So let's go over across here, and we're gonna go to St. Luke's just quick. So this is actually built in several different phases here, as you can see. This was, I believe, a Mercantile store. So then you see the stone part. I'm not sure what's underneath there. There's this wood, and then you have the brick part that would have been added much later. And then you have a couple other cool stone buildings here, and then we'll slip across over to St. Luke's. Maybe check out the historic sign. I'm gonna be done here, heading back shortly, because there's a lot of walking, just being on my feet for cool. Oh. That was more of a drop than I thought it was. We visited here once before. St. Luke Lutheran Church. And of course, the Lutheran Church and Reformed Church would have been together at one point. A sign as this site marks the colonial meeting place of the region's earliest Christian congregation, dating back to the 1730s under Pastor Frederick Augustus Conrad Muhlenberg. The congregation joined the Lutheran Synod in 1771 as an army hospital during the Revolutionary War. This edifice was badly damaged. Following the restoration, the congregation applied to the federal government for restitution. Later, Pastor Muhlenberg served as the first and the fourth Speaker of the House of Representatives under President George Washington. This is another one of the examples of the churches that they had the second floor, first floor, eventually moving the regular services down to the first floor, but that was back when they had the Sunday school was your main service, and regular church service that we think of today as your main service was not at that time period. It's just sort of traditions and things of that nature change over time. This here is the Rex Grambling House, or the Grambling Rex House, I believe is what it's called. It was a tavern back in the 1700s. At some point we are going to come here. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a tour, and it's set up exactly like it would have back in the 1700s. Very, very neat. This sort of works together with the Thomas Brendel Museum, and there they have a sign there that has all the different historic places, but I want you guys just to get a general view of the front of this place. Yeah, the Gremlin Rex House. It's open first 1 to 4 p.m. on Tuesdays and first Saturday of the month. So we'll try to get in here on the first Saturday, because unfortunately I work on Tuesdays and just can't make that. But this is a cool place. So over there you see that's the Patriotic Order Sons of America. That's the Brendel Museum. Here is the old bank. This has actually got a bunch of really, really cool stories about it, and at some point we're going to do some stories. So this was the Lebanon Valley National Bank. As you can see here, this thing's really, really neat. I think it was the first bank in here in Schaefferstown. And here you have where the water comes out from the water company, but it is not safe to drink. Nice and cool though. But this is the original, I don't know if it's original, but this was the thing that used to sit right down there in the square. But they had to move it, of course, because of road changing and that type of stuff. But very, very cool. And this, of course, is the Franklin House, which is an extraordinary place to eat, and I want to go there again someday. So once again, this is the Franklin House. This is another one of those inns and taverns that I think they even say they think certain presidents might have stopped here on the way down to some journey. But really is all kinds of cool ghost stories that go with it as well. And once again, a phenomenal place to eat. My friend Ed actually took me here the one time with his girlfriend Michelle, and we had dinner here, and it was a really, really cool place. I'm being very, very careful because I stepped off the curb back there, and it was a little higher than I thought it was, and it hurt a lot. I don't want to repeat that. But yeah, this has been around since the 1700s. I'll have the exact date for you guys then. All I'm going to say is this is incredibly loud today. I once again apologize. Here you can get a little bit better of a look at the full Wiggly Mansion, or it's Heidelberg Hall now. That would drive me nuts if I was living right here in town. You can just see how beautiful that is. But anyways, like I said, I'll have pictures and stuff like that. I've probably done that earlier in the video already, but I want to go over. I love the use of copper as well. Up there, you can see it along the mansion. But on that second tower here to the left, there was actually a section with at least four windows that would have been on top of that, and then it would have had a really tall flagpole that would have been on top of there. They're actually getting that rebuilt. So that'll be really neat once that's there as well. So the work and the effort and the money that they put into this, it really is extraordinary. I'm going to talk a little bit more towards the end of the video about Heidelberg Hall and some of the things that they're offering. This is actually known as the Addams Family Mansion. That's what they, Pennsylvania basically. So they talk about it looking very similar. So they're talking about possibly with the Halloween event of actually having people either dressed up here as the Addams Family or actual Addams Family to come here for that event, which would be really, really, really neat. But they do all kinds of really extraordinary events. But yeah. Well, let's keep on going. And like I said, once again, this was probably, it sort of has that look that it might very well have been an inn of some sort. You can see how pretty this house is here on the corner. I will try to add in as much as I can then for you guys, just for a little bit of extra history on some of these places. Just love looking back at that. Wish all the wires weren't in front of it, because it would be very, very cool not to have that. I do want to go up to this other church then and read the plaque, because that would have been, you know, Reformed churches, Lutheran churches always usually shared facilities, and this is no different. I just want to see what they say about the plaque there. Alright, so we just went up the stairs. We're heading up over here to the United Church of Christ. We'll look at that plaque, and then I'll continue the video talking about some of these different places, and then a little bit more into Heidelberg Hall. Alright, so this is St. Paul's United Church of Christ. I thought it was St. Paul's, but I didn't want to say it until I confirmed it. This is just really, really pretty. So there is the plaque. This particular church, this was St. Paul's Reformed Church, and it even has the church KIRCH in German, 1858. Erected in honor of 22 men from St. Paul's Reformed Sunday School and Church who helped defend their country during the Great World War, which would be World War I, in loving memory of our heroes, George Mock and Howard Shue. Again, you get a view up there, how tall that is, and how stunning this is. So, with that, I'm going to turn the camera around. So, that'll be it for our walking tour, because right over there is the United Methodist Church. But I will have a little bit more at the end of this video with Heidelberg Hall, talking about that. I thought it was very cool how he gave us all the information. He actually gave quite a bit more information. He let me inside front vestibule, and then in would be the main, I guess not parlor, but it's like one big T-shaped hallway, which is apparently, from what he was saying, is very, very uncommon for that era of Victorian home, Gilded Age home. So it has quite a few really, really unique features. And he was going into talking about how, I guess the one chair there was owned by the richest woman in America, and it was also owned at one point by John D. Rockefeller. So that's some history there. But they actually, some stuff that they had to bid against the Met as well to try to get in there. So it really is, it's the best example of a Gilded Age home that's open to the public. It was stunning in there. Like I can't even put it into words how stunned I was. Like, it's one of those things you see and you're like, this is in my backyard. and that's one of the things that they struggle with as well, because you know, you have historic Schaefferstown, but it's not that big. And so if they were in a place like, say, Jim Thorpe or even in Lidditz, you'd have a lot more tourists. So a lot of people are not aware beyond the general region. So this is a mission to make people aware of this place, because wow, it really is stunning. And they need the money to be able to continue the restoration, because I'm going to go into a little bit what he was telling me, how close this place was literally to collapsing. So with that, I'm going to say thanks once again for coming along, and we will see you all about town.
So I just wanted to put this at the end of the video that we will be going back and checking out some of these buildings. I just sort of wanted to get this video finally off my phone, just for space considerations and all that. But there are so many neat buildings. I was just actually in Schaefferstown yesterday for the World War II encampment, and the history there is just nuts. And so we will be returning. We'll be talking about some of these individual buildings, the purposes they served, and things of that nature. We'll be going a little bit further, going up Market Street, because there's actually quite a few. When you go up to Fountain Park, there's quite a few mansions that are there that are essential, and know a little bit more history about each of the Mercantile stores that were on each of the corners. Some of those aren't there anymore. For instance, over where St. Luke's is, the parking lot, that used to be a building that was sitting there, and that was, I believe, a hotel, Mercantile store, and it's no longer there. But I have the Schaefferstown book where I'll have the pictures. I can put those up and then talk about what was there. So we might do, because we want to have a series sort of then and now, and sort of talk about what was there at one point and then show now, and just, you know, talk about sometimes a little bit of the history that's lost, but also the history that's still there. And we can talk about those buildings and everything that they had once done. So as always, I want to say thank you for coming along, and we'll see you all about town.